Did you know there is a quick and easy way to get demos into your Snowflake account for free? Let me show you how. Snowflake released this Snowflake Python Demo API, which is powerful. The goal is within your Snowflake account, if you're looking to learn notebooks, machine learning, data science, what if you had scripts that provide those notebooks step by step for you to learn, for you to practice, for you to get comfortable? That is what this provides, and it's so easy to get started. Get your environment set up. Let's do Conda activate Snowflake to have that environment set up. Next, set up your connection. If you don't know how to set this up, click on this link, get your connection TOML file set up, put in the configurations on how to connect to Snowflake. Once you have that, we're going to come in next to activate that environment. Let's do Python. If you're using Python 3, do Python 3 accordingly. Once that's done, let's do Snowflake the import a couple of modules, help load demos and tear down. This is how running and imported. In my demo environment, I do not have any notebooks available. Go to my database objects. I have just no database objects available. So the whole goal is we're going to have the ability to have some demos loaded. Next, we have this imported. There are a couple of demos available here. And you can imagine this is just the start, and the list of demos are only going to grow. There is a get started with Snowpark, get started Snowflake ML. If you want to practice MLs, 4 steps in that. Analysis churn, think about machine learning, predictive analytics. There is get started with container runtime. So using a container runtime in Snowflake notebooks, feature store, partition models, using model registry. These are all cool. So let's see how we can get these demos loaded into our account. It's easy. 2 ways. First way, which is essentially just using the function load demo, and you give it the demo name, and it will be one of these demos here. But what we're going to do is put that into a variable just so we can do some more things to it. So easy. Demo, load demo, get Snowflake started. So we're starting with this demo, Snowflake ML. That's what we're getting started with. If I execute that, it's connecting to Snowflake, creating the database, schema, warehouse. It's creating the stage, and then it's going to go in, create the notebooks. So 1 notebook, 2 notebooks. So there are several notebooks as part of this demo. It says running setup for this demo, and that is done. Switch gears to see what happened. I'm going to back into my Snowflake instance, go to worksheets, refresh this page. Voila, we have the notebooks ready. You can start here, open up the notebook. If you've never developed with Snowflake notebooks, now you have something with step-by-steps, markdown explanations. You're going to look at connecting to Snowflake data sources. It prints out the rows. It gives you the step. You can read this and just execute, run to practice. Go back here. You see this database was created, ML Hands-on Lab DB, as part of that setup. It gives you everything you need to begin your demos. That is cool. Let's go back. I want to get familiar with container runtimes. I do understand basic ML, but I really want to do container runtime. I think this is fine. And you can do this with any demos. Before we do that, I want to do tear down. Tear down is dropping the warehouses, dropping a lot of things. Let's go back, go into projects, notebooks, and do a quick refresh. Tear down has removed all of that from your environment. You want to practice, you're done, you want to tear it all down. How long did that take? Seconds. If this doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what is. As somebody passionate about demos, if I see this, I'm going to let you know this is really cool. Now, let's go back and let's try churn prediction. This is for churn analysis, prediction, setting up the notebooks. Now we're ready. Go back to Snowflake. Again, do a refresh. We have a full environment ready. This is a start with the notebook. It does give you well, and a lot of this, let me actually make a comment on this, is coming from the Snowflake Quick Start Guide. So if you're familiar with Snowflake Quick Start, there are tutorials you can follow along, and it's going to load the data set, give you everything you need. Let me check on the data set here. Now we have churn prod. The schemas are all in there. So everything you need to execute this demo is at your fingertips. You can go executing this, see the syntax, understand the coding, run through it, commit this to Git. Everything you need is right there. Now, one couple of things I'm going to show is there are a number of ways to interact. Once you've loaded this demo into a variable, we can say demo.show. It gives you a link to open in your Snowside worksheet you can do demo show step equals 1. There might be several steps. This one has just one. If I do show step 5, it complains because this demo has just one step. Step 1 and step 2. Last but not least, let's do one more before we tear down. Let's do one more demo. That did not work. Let's look at partition models. I'm curious about this. You can load the demos without tearing it all down. Let me see if this complains. It's connecting. It's getting the partition models demos here. Takes a few seconds. Maybe this one is a bigger model, a lot more steps. Now let's go back into my notebooks, click on refresh. We now have getting started with partition models. I haven't done a lot of work with this, but if I want to practice, this is where I would be starting my practice and simply just spending time to read through this and understand the steps needed for partition models to work. It's creating the class, gonna do the predict here. Once the model is done, does your fit. We're fitting the model here. Now we are logging the model to the model registry. I like that. If I run through this, you're gonna have that model showing up in your model registry. I wouldn't do it for this particular demo. You will have it showing up here. And this is an easy way to practice. When you're all done with this and you wanna keep that environment all clean, what I'll do is just go back and do tear down. And this should clean up that environment. One thing to be aware of, tear down would tear down every notebook. All the notebooks are gone. Sometimes I notice some databases weren't getting tear down for that drop. Do this in a Sandbox environment. Create a separate account for organizations. So you have a labs environment, Sandbox environment, a dev environment to practice and learn all of these concepts. There's very little excuse these days to not pick things up. Hopefully that was helpful. This is the Snowflake Python Demos API. Is making it easy to get access to Snowflake demos right within your Snowflake account so you can practice at your competency. This has been here with DemoHub. Thank you for watching and sticking to the end. I'll see you in the next demo.